I am with you now, closer than your breath, steady as your heartbeat, speaking into the small, bright chamber of your spirit where fear cannot live and doubt has no voice. 2 minutes is enough for me to turn centuries of struggle into a moment of deliverance, enough for me to thread your yesterday, today, and tomorrow into one golden cord of meaning. Hear this with the attention of a soul about to cross a threshold, the announcement that has been traveling toward you since the first time you said yes to me is at your door. The surprise that you felt flicker in your chest like a secret sunrise is not imagination, it is my timing. Do not shrink back. Do not postpone hope. Do not rehearse the old defeats. I am writing something new across your name, and the ink will not fade. You have carried burdens that were never meant to live on your shoulders, and you have held silence in rooms where accusations swirled like smoke. I saw every night you tried to sleep with the light on because the dark felt too crowded. I counted each tear that never fell because you learned to blink them back before they gathered. I stood watch when no one knew your heart had exhausted its synonyms for tired. And I say to you now, this is the turning. Not a wish, not a rumor, not a dream you have to hold together with nervous hands. This is my decree. When I decree a thing, even the wind listens, even closed doors learn how to open. Even the ground under your feet remembers the blueprint of the garden and offers you a path. Archangel Michael stands at your threshold, armored in calm, carrying a message you cannot buy, trade, or steal, only receive. He has been sent with urgency, because resistance has been fierce and time has been loud, and still you kept a small flame alive in the middle of storms that promised to drown you. To the one who thought they were late, you are right on time. To the one who believed they had been replaced, you are irreplaceable. To the one who imagined that I was finished speaking, I never went silent. I was rearranging the room so that when you heard me again, the echo would bless you instead of frightening you. Michael says, "Open now," and I echo him, because there is bread still warm for your hunger, water still cold for your thirst, and a key still bright for your next door. You are going to hear surprising news today, and it will not whisper shame or rehearse the stale script of sorrow. It will carry the tone of release. It will taste like the first clean breath after rain. It will arrive straightforwardly, through a voice, a message, an encounter, a doorbell in the spirit, and it will show you that your last act of obedience, your last decision to do the quiet, brave thing when no crowd cheered, your last refusal to compromise your integrity, has pulled a chain of events into motion that no enemy can stop. Your last prayer you thought bounced off the ceiling did not vanish, it was planted. Your last seed you scattered when your hands shook was not stolen, it was buried in good ground. Your last apology, which felt like losing, became the hinge that swung a heavy door. Your last surrender, which felt like a small death, became the birthplace of a larger life. I am canceling the unpaid debts of false narratives people wrote about you without asking me for the truth. I am reversing the slow vandalism of your name and restoring its original brightness. I am retrieving time you thought was wasted and composting it into a harvest you can carry. I am sending confirmation that does not depend on applause. You will not need to argue for your next place, it will recognize you when you arrive. You will not need to beg for the next provision, it will meet you where faith led your feet. You will not need to push open the next gate, it will lift as you approach, because it was hung on my promise, not on your muscle. Listen to me, I am not merely adding a blessing to your life, I am replacing the entire map you used to navigate scarcity. I am adjusting what feels normal. The normal you learned from fear is being retired. The normal you practiced in survival is being honored and then laid down. The new normal is quiet strength, not forced performance. The new normal is clarity that does not shout. Abundance that does not need a parade, peace that does not ask permission from chaos. The new normal is you walking like a steady river, deep, clean, purposeful, without explaining yourself to storms that have already ended. There are people who underestimated you because they misread what silence means. They confused humility with emptiness and gentleness with naivete. They calculated your worth against loudness and missed your weight entirely. I let them misread while I prepared the unveiling. When you emerge, do not step out to retaliate, step out to illuminate. I am not making you a sharper weapon, I am making you a brighter lamp. Those who need what you carry will find you by the warmth, not by the noise. Those who try to clutter your path will be gently moved to the side by my hand, not yours. Save your breath for blessing. Save your hands for building. Save your tears for joy. I have been training your discernment. Notice how you sense the counterfeit faster now. Notice how your spirit refuses to digest what is not aligned. Notice how you can bless without bonding, love without losing yourself, and say no without injury. This is not hardness, this is wholeness. Michael has stood at the gate of your attention like a quiet sentinel, and he will not allow the old confusion back into your house. Anchor this, not every knock deserves your door. Not every invitation is a path. Not every urgency is my siren. You will become fluent in the difference between demand and destiny. You will choose where to plant your hours the way a wise gardener chooses where to plant seeds, with patience, with timing, with knowledge of season. I have also been strengthening your hands for the good work that waits on the other side of this door. The surprising news is not only about rescue, it is about assignment. You are not simply leaving a fire, you are entering a field. I am giving you a piece of ground that will prosper under your care. It might look modest to others, but to you it will feel like heaven found a home address in your daily life. Tend it. Grow it. Protect it from distraction dressed as opportunity. Build with excellence that doesn't need applause to keep going. Let your yes be clean, let your no be clean, and let your boundaries be doors with doorknobs only on your side. You will not be imprisoned by your generosity. You will not be drained by your calling. You will give from wells that refill as you pour. To the wounds you hid beneath humor, I am sending medicine. To the places that braced for abandonment, I am sending covenant. To the rooms inside you where betrayal nailed shut the windows, I am swinging them open and teaching the air to sing again. The surprise today will carry a reassurance you have craved. You are not being punished, you are being positioned. You are not late. You are tethered to my timing. You are not invisible, you are protected until the right unveiling. I hid you from wolves who only applaud when they are hungry. I will reveal you among shepherds who know what to do with a gift they cannot own. You feared that one wrong step ruined everything. It did not. I am bigger than your wrong steps. I am not a fragile architect who has to start over every time a human hand shakes. I draw straight lines with broken pencils. I build palaces from rubble. I press rivers through deserts and deserts through floods if that is what your freedom requires. What you think is lost is stored. What you think is gone is guarded. What you think is dead is waiting for the trumpet of the right season. Do not eulogize what I have only put to sleep for its own transformation. Not every silence is a funeral. Sometimes silence is a greenhouse. You will notice signs today that look ordinary to anyone else. That is how I prefer to move when I am teaching intimacy. A name you see twice will be my yes. A delay that would have frustrated you will become proof that I was clearing a collision up ahead. A message that arrives out of sequence will be right on time. A door you stopped knocking on will open from the inside. Pay attention without straining. Trust without theatrics. Let peace be your compass. You do not need to shout to be sure, certainty will rise in you like a tide that does not consult the shore. About the adversaries who tried to choreograph your failure, I am ending their dance by turning off the music they depend on. They will not know when I do it, they will only realize the steps no longer work. Do not gloat. Pray clean blessings over them and keep walking. Your forward is their lesson. Your fruit is your argument. Your softness will be your invincible armor. Mercy will be your sharpest wisdom. I am not raising you to win smaller wars, I am raising you to steward longer peace. I remind you now of the last time you thought everything was collapsing and how, in the quiet, I made a way that did not exist. Remember the morning a stranger's kindness found you when your strength had resigned. Remember the evening a line from a song slipped into your ribcage and propped you up for one more hour. Remember the day you decided to forgive without an apology, and how the sky seemed to exhale. Those were not accidents, they were stitches. I have been sewing your life back together with threads no storm can snap. The pattern is almost visible. The fabric is strong. When you wear this new season, it will fit. Now hear me clearly about acceleration. It is not frantic speed. It is alignment. When you step into a stream already flowing in the direction of your calling, you move faster without running. That is what I am giving you. The surprising news is the first ripple. The current is the work I have already put in motion. Tasks that used to drain you will shrink. Connections that used to confuse you will clarify. Resources that used to evade you will settle at your feet. You will not diet your destiny to feed other people's expectations. You will not dilute the oil to keep the jar familiar. Pure oil, pure calling, pure yes. There will be a moment, very soon, when you will feel the atmosphere around you shift like a curtain being drawn back. You will not be imagining it. The spiritual traffic will change lanes. Messages that could not find your address will arrive. Help that did not know your name will call it. There is authorization on your path now. Signatures in heaven that translate into keys on earth. What frightened you about standing in your place will become fuel. You will understand that the spotlight is not interrogation, it is illumination for the work your hands need to see. I ask you to release the rituals of anxiety. You do not need to rehearse disasters to prevent them. You do not need to carry catastrophic scenarios like talismans. Lay them down. I am not honoring you with a fragile future. I am planting you in a story that has survived famines, floods, empires, betrayals, and time itself. My covenant is older than your fear and younger than your breath. Live like you are held, because you are. Spend your courage as if it will be replenished, because it will. Choose the honest path even when it is narrow. Because it widens under faithful feet, Michael stands beside you now, not as a celebrity of heaven but as a servant of my will, and my will toward you is good. He says there is no more time for the negotiations that kept you at the border of your life. He says the warning is not to frighten you but to free you from the last illusions. The tragedy that was headed your way has been intercepted. What remains are the cleanup assignments, closing the small doors you left ajar for old hurts to wander through, returning the borrowed identities you wore to survive, gathering the wisdom from the struggle and leaving the rubble. The order is simple: open, receive, walk. Do not complicate what I have simplified. Do not delay what I have delivered. Do not apologize for being chosen to carry what will help others breathe. You worried that good news would require you to become someone else. It will not. It will reveal who you have been becoming in the hidden place. You will not need to wear costumes of triumph, your quiet joy will be enough. You will not need to prove you deserve it, grace is not a merit badge. You will treat the blessing like a garden, not a trophy, living, growing, feeding many, needing tending, bearing fruit over time. Guard against the small lies that creep in when joy arrives, lies that say it will be taken from you, that it is a test you are bound to fail, that it belongs to someone else and landed on you by mistake. Those lies have no passport here. The border is closed. The sign reads, "Peace and purpose only." Your future is not a maze, it is a procession. I am sending mentors you can trust, allies who walk at your pace, and opportunities calibrated to your capacity. If a door forces you to split from yourself to fit, it is not yours. If a platform demands your peace as admission, it is not yours. If a partnership needs your silence to survive, it is not yours. You are being placed where your voice is an instrument, not a fire alarm. Where your gifts are welcomed as water, not used as fuel. Where your presence brings order to chaos and warmth to cold rooms, and you do not have to barter your soul to hold your place. I bless your home with the architecture of rest. I bless your mind with the habit of clarity. I bless your body with strength that feels like grace, not like war. I bless your finances with flow that mirrors trust, not panic. I bless your relationships with honesty that does not bruise. I bless your decisions with light that does not flicker. Let this be the atmosphere you carry like a weather system of heaven. When you arrive, storms downgrade, and seeds feel safe enough to break open. For a long time, you have been waiting for some grand sign to certify that I am with you. The sign you seek is the endurance you already showed. The evidence you want is the tenderness you still have. That tenderness would have been impossible without me. I did not let bitterness fossilize in you. I did not let cynicism steal your attention. I preserved a holy softness, because you will need it where you are going. Hard hearts cannot multiply miracles. Gentle ones can. Your gentleness is not a liability, it is a license. Use it to unlock rooms where others left only warnings. The surprising news will not end your need for me, it will deepen your intimacy. Do not worship the gift, walk with the giver. Do not obsess over outcomes, cultivate obedience. Do not grip the shape, guard the essence. Gratitude is the posture that keeps doors open. Integrity is the language that keeps favor fluent. Mercy is the harvest that turns blessings into bread for many. If you hold these, you will not fear the pace of promotion or the tests that follow it. I am not only speaking to your present, I am repairing your history. I am touching scenes you stopped visiting because they hurt. I will give you a way to revisit without reopening the wound. I will show you where I was, how I preserved a sliver of hope under the ashes, how I braided protection into the very moments that felt like abandonment. This is not to accuse you of misunderstanding, it is to free you from the accusation that you were alone. You are not. You are not. You will not be. Hear the final clarity for this hour. There is a knocking that is mine. Michael says, "Open now," and I confirm it, because delay would give space for old fears to gather. Open, and let the wind of my spirit change the air in the room. Open, and let the letter I wrote into your future be read aloud by the present. Open, and let the surprise become testimony. Open, and walk. Even if your legs tremble, they will learn the rhythm. Even if your voice shakes, it will find the note. Even if your hands remember how it felt to be empty, they will learn the weight of fullness. I am not asking you to impress me. I am inviting you to agree with me. 2 minutes left was never a threat, it is a countdown to your revealing. Stand under the clock and do not flinch. When it reaches its mark, you will feel the soft click of alignment inside your spirit. You will know. You will breathe like the first breath after a long sob. You will hear the good news arrive, and the world will look slightly different because your eyes will be washed. This is not a story about luck. This is a story about covenant. This is not an accident, this is an appointment. This is not a bribe to make you believe, this is the fruit of the belief you held when believing felt like lifting a mountain with a teaspoon. I am with you. I am for you. I am in you. Michael is stationed. The gate is lifting. The path is clearing. The news is approaching. The surprise is aligned. The rescue is complete. The assignment is waiting. Open now, and step through. I am with you now. I am not late, not early, and not uncertain. I am the one who measures the moments and marks the turning of your seasons. You feel the air tremble with urgency because I am breathing on this hour. You have said, "Is this for me? Is this truly my moment?" Hear me, this message is for you. Nothing in it is an accident. Nothing in it is a coincidence, nothing in it is borrowed from someone else's story. It carries your name the way morning carries light, personally, deliberately, without hesitation. You wondered whether the signs you've been seeing are real, whether your heart is misreading my nearness. I tell you plainly, I am here. And I am speaking, and I am guiding your steps into news that will surprise you, lift you, and settle questions that have lived too long in shadow. Listen carefully. Archangel Michael has stood watch by your threshold, and his voice in this moment is my urgency for your good. He says, "Open this now." He says, "Do not delay." He says, 2 minutes are enough for obedience, enough for courage, enough for a yes that changes the route of your life. He does not speak to frighten you. He speaks to wake you, to gather the scattered pieces of your attention, to point them toward the doorway I am opening. The surprising news that is on its way is not meant to overwhelm you. It is meant to confirm what you have felt in your spirit since the first time you whispered, "I think God is preparing something." You are not foolish for hoping. You are not naive for believing. You are not mistaken for expecting an answer where others told you to settle for silence. I am the God who remembers what you sowed when no one applauded, who sees what you released when no one thanked you, who keeps covenant with the tears you hid in the corners of your room. Today you will hear news that touches the same places where you cried. The soil that drank your tears is ready to return a harvest. You say, "But I failed last time." You say, "I did not handle the moment well." You say, "My last attempt was clumsy, my last decision was shaky, my last door closed loudly." I heard you say it, and I am not ashamed of you. Your last choice is not your identity, it is a line in a longer story that I am writing with care. Do not give your last chapter the power to name the whole book. Because of your last act of obedience, yes, the one you thought was small, the one you thought no one noticed, I have placed an announcement in motion. There are conversations happening about you that you did not schedule. There are alignments forming that you did not force. There are approvals that will meet you before you even finish rehearsing the right words. You will not need to plead for what I have already released. You will simply need to open, to receive, to stand upright inside the grace I am sending. I watched you forgive when your pride wanted to argue. I watched you bless when bitterness asked permission to stay. I watched you hold your tongue when accusation prowled at your lips. The world did not count those choices, heaven did. You could not see the ledger, but I saw it and I credited your account with peace, with favor, with strategic mercy. You felt unnoticed, but the unseen realm was not unmoved by you. The enemy tried to convince you that quiet goodness is wasted goodness. I am correcting that lie now. I am counting openly what I counted secretly. The surprising news that approaches you is justice wrapped in kindness. Truth escorted by tenderness. You will not need to push. You will not need to pretend. You will simply need to remain aligned with the character you chose when no one was watching. Do not be startled when I shift the room. Some doors will swing without your hand on the handle. Some names will rise to bless you though you have not spoken to them in months. Some opportunities will announce themselves earlier than you expected, as if time itself were leaning forward to greet you. When this happens, do not apologize for being chosen. Do not shrink your shoulders to fit an old frame. Do not rehearse a script that asks permission to be blessed. You are not here by accident. The wind is at your back because I said it so. The oil on your head is not counterfeit. The mantle you feel pressing on your shoulders is not excessive, it is precise. Archangel Michael says again, "Open this now," and I say with him, "Stand where I have planted you, and do not argue against your own answered prayer." There is a sound of footsteps approaching with the message you have waited for. It may arrive by a call, a letter, a notification, or a voice at the door, but do not make the mistake of worshiping the method. The method will vary, the sender does not. I will not allow your answer to be mistaken for luck. You will know my fingerprints when you touch it. The timing will be too exact to be random, the wording too tender to be human alone. The favor too tailored to be generic. Even your second guessing will melt in the first warmth of recognition. This is mine, you will say, and God is here. You will want to cry, you may. You will want to laugh, do. But after the tears and after the laughter, stand up and carry the blessing with the same humility that carried you through the waiting. You asked me what to do in the next moments. Here is my counsel, be ready to answer with clarity and with truth. Prepare a simple yes where you previously had a complicated fear. Prepare a simple no where you had a lingering compromise. Prepare to confirm your details without dressing them in anxiety. Prepare to receive without explaining away the gift. Prepare to bless those who did not expect your rising, and prepare to stay kind when curiosity crowds your peace. Your posture will be part of your testimony. The way you breathe will preach louder than the words you post. Mercy will be your fragrance, steadiness will be your signature, joy will be your language. You will not need to fight for the microphone. Favor is already telling your story. I am removing the final splinters of shame. Shame has insisted that you are the sum of your missteps, that you wear a permanent mark where you stumbled. But I am the one who sews beauty along the seam of what was torn. I am the one who makes a garment from threads the world would have thrown away. You will look back and see how even the interruptions were instruments. You will trace the path and whisper, He was with me even there. The places you hid will receive fresh air. The words you could not speak will become songs. The rooms that made you small will lose their power to define your size. You will stop negotiating your worth with people who have not consulted my heart. You will stop borrowing courage you already possess. You will stop waiting for the permission of those who refuse to see what I have declared over you. Do not argue with fear. Announce peace to it. Fear grows louder when you debate it. It shrinks when you bless the space it haunts. Say out loud, even if only in a whisper, I will not be rushed by dread. I will be moved by God. Do not bargain with delay, bless your timeline with my rhythm. Put your hand over your heart and feel how it steadies as you agree with me. Your pulse will not race out of season. Your thoughts will not sprint ahead of grace. Your body will learn what your spirit already knows. I am leading, I am pacing, I am guarding. You do not stand alone on the shoreline of this change. My angels form a ring around your next steps, and Archangel Michael stands at your right hand like a bright wall. He is not the source of your blessing, I am. He is the sword drawn against confusion, the banner raised over your decision, the escort who ensures that what I release is not snatched by the old thief of distraction. You have asked me about the people around you. Some will not understand this season, not because they are against you, but because they have only known you inside the boundaries of your previous chapter. Do not resent them. Bless them. If some distance forms, let kindness weave a bridge without forcing anyone to cross it. Those who are meant to travel with you will recognize the language of this new ground. Those who cannot will still benefit from your peace. But hear me clearly, no voice will veto what I have set in motion. No whisper in the corner will reverse a decree from my throne. Even your own doubts cannot sign a cancellation I have not authored. You are safer than you feel. You are more ready than you think. You are closer than you know, your capacity is expanding. Do not confuse the stretch for a wound. Growth aches in places that stagnation kept numb. You will feel room where you used to feel walls. You will feel breath where you used to feel pressure. You will notice doors that were hidden behind old habits, and you will choose without trembling. When your surprise arrives, begin with gratitude. Name the goodness you see. Speak blessing over the messengers, even if they are imperfect. Record what I do, not to perform for others, but to anchor your own memory. You will have moments in the days ahead when the pace quickens and you will want to ask, is this still God? Read your record. Remember my tone. Match it with the tone of this unfolding, and your peace will answer, yes. Because of your last surrender, yes, that quiet, hidden, unglamorous surrender, I am granting you a public vindication that does not humiliate your enemies. I do not need to shame them to lift you. Your elevation will be obvious enough without making a spectacle. Be content to shine without pointing at the shadows. Be content to climb without narrating each step to those who doubted you. Your fruit will speak. Your peace will explain. Your steadiness will teach. Silence, when seasoned with love, will be eloquent. I will defend where you need defense. I will clarify where you need clarity. I will close the mouths that would devour your joy. Your task is to remain in the vine, to keep your heart soft, to refuse the bait of offense. You will hear your name in rooms you have never entered. Do not let that idea make you nervous. It is not gossip, it is grace preparing a seat. I am teaching some to see you rightly. I am reminding others that they misread you. I am sending a few to apologize, not to flatter, but to restore what was bent. If apologies come, accept them with dignity. If they do not, release them without bitterness. Not every knot must be untied in front of you for the rope to be freed from your hands. There is a speed to reconciliation that only I can coordinate. Trust me with the knots, walk on with open hands. When the door opens, you will know which step to take first. Do not attempt the 10th step before you honor the first. Write the simple list I have already placed in your mind, respond, confirm, prepare, rest. That is enough. Respond to the invitation I send. Confirm what needs truthful details. Prepare the space where the blessing will land. Clear a shelf, make a call, tidy the desk, empty the old container that cannot carry new oil. And rest. Rest is not laziness, rest is trust made visible. Rest is how your body agrees with my sovereignty. Rest is how your mind releases the outcome back to the one who authored it. Rest is the armor that keeps fatigue from distorting your gratitude. I break the cycle of almost over your life. The pattern that brought you to the brink and then receded, that let you smell rain but never see puddles, is ending. I am not teasing you with hope. I am not dangling relief like a carrot beyond your reach. I am placing it in your hands, and I am training your fingers to hold it without fear of loss. What I give I teach you to steward. What I build I show you how to maintain. You will not lose this because your past lost other things. This is anchored differently. This was grown under watchful eyes. This was shaped in rooms where angels guarded your sleep. It is safe to exhale now. It is safe to step onto the floor of fulfillment without waiting for it to vanish. I am with you even on this side of the answer. Gratitude will attract further guidance. The moment you say, "Thank you," your ears will sharpen. The moment you bless me openly, your path will clear quietly. Do not measure success by noise. Measure it by the quality of peace, by the steadiness of your mornings, by the kindness that flows from you when no one is keeping score. Measure it by how you treat the ones who cannot contribute to your momentum. Measure it by whether you still recognize your reflection when the room grows brighter. Keep your hands open. Keep your heart tender. Keep your eyes soft. Keep your words measured. You will not need to rush love to keep up with pace. Love will set the pace. Mercy will set the boundaries. Wisdom will write the calendar. Joy will keep time. I have gone ahead of you into the place where the news originates. I have spoken over it the same name I spoke over you, beloved. When it arrives, do not panic at its weight. You are not small under this blessing, you are correctly sized. It fits because it was tailored for this season. The armor you felt in previous battles has not been removed, it has been refined into clothing. You can move freely. You can breathe deeply. You can smile without scanning the horizon for the next arrow. If arrows come, you are still covered. If winds rise, you are still rooted. If storms speak, your house remains because its foundation is not your performance but my faithfulness. You asked for a sign to know this is truly me. Here is your sign. Before this day closes, something you could not orchestrate will confirm a detail you did not share publicly. It will be small enough to hide from pride and large enough to hush your doubt. Pay attention. Do not announce it prematurely, cradle it the way you cradle a newborn word. Let it grow inside you to full strength before you set it outside in the weather of other people's opinions. There will be time to testify, first there will be time to wonder. Hold wonder like a lamp. Hold silence like a song. Let me expand your lungs with the quiet certainty that I am not visiting, you are my home. Where you felt you were running out of time, I am adjusting the clock on your behalf. I do not need to violate time to bless you within it. I simply make time serve the story I am telling. 2 minutes left is not a threat, it is a window. It is the clearing in the trees where the sun pours through, and you realize the path was leading here all along. Decisions made in surrender here will ripple for years in your favor. Let your yes be clean and your no be gentle. Let your focus be on what I am doing, not on what fear predicts. Let your breath be a prayer even when no words form. I understand the language of your heartbeat. I hear the worship in your willingness. Archangel Michael remains at post. He does not replace me, he reflects my authority. Where confusion gathered, he draws a line. Where intimidation crouched, he stands taller. Where you felt bullied by your own history, he interrupts the old voice and says, "This one is marked by the Holy One." You are not a project for angelic curiosity, you are family under a king. They marvel not at your weakness but at my choice to clothe you with strength. Do not think you need to earn protection. You are protected because you are mine. You are guided because I delight to guide you. You are cherished because I am love, and love cannot contradict itself. Now, lift your eyes. The horizon you feared is friendly. The distance you dreaded is shorter than it looks. The weight you anticipated has a handle shaped for your hand. When the knock comes, open. When the message arrives, read. When the voice speaks, answer. When the moment turns, turn with it. I am not testing you to watch you fail, I am training you to enjoy what I give. You passed the test of obscurity. You passed the test of waiting. You passed the test of not quitting when quitting would have looked like wisdom to those who did not understand your promise. This is the place where endurance becomes inheritance. This is the day when hope takes off its work clothes and puts on celebration. Do not fear the quiet after the news. Sometimes the most sacred part of a gift is the stillness that follows its arrival. In that quiet, I will say again what I am saying now, I am with you. I am not renting space in your life, I purchased it with my love. I am not visiting your house, I live here. Make room for laughter in the corners where you stored heaviness. Make room for plans that do not contradict peace. Make room for the possibility that I delight more in your joy than you have allowed yourself to believe. Make room for rest that is not earned by exhaustion, for songs that do not apologize for their brightness, for friendships that do not rehearse old pain as proof of loyalty. And if your mind reaches for worry, if it asks, what if this shifts again? What if it is delayed? What if I'm left embarrassed? Take the worry by the hand and lead it to the window. Show it the dawn. Tell it, my God has not brought me to the edge to abandon me at the threshold. Speak to your own thoughts with the same kindness I speak to you. Invite your body into agreement with grace. Drink water. Breathe deeply. Step outside and let the air remind you that seasons move because I keep them moving. You do not have to power the sun to enjoy its light. You do not have to choreograph the wind to enjoy its coolness. You do not have to manage the universe to say yes to what I place in your hand. The surprising news will not be the end of my speaking, it will be an exclamation point in a paragraph I have been composing for years. After it lands, I will keep guiding. Keep refining, keep enlarging your heart. Your calling is not a single event, it is a life lived in steady companionship with me. Do not idolize the moment. Worship the author. Celebrate the gift and keep your gaze on the giver. You will find that fear fades fastest when your eyes are not available to it. You will find that old accusations lose their appetite when you refuse to be their table. You will find that peace multiplies when you spend it generously on others. I bless your doorway, your devices, your conversations, and your calendar. I bless the messenger who carries the words you need to hear. I bless your discernment to separate signal from noise. I bless your courage to choose what confirms me and release what competes with me. I bless your sleep tonight and the clarity of your waking. I bless the place where your name will be spoken in favor. I bless the hands that will extend to you in partnership, that they would be clean, steady, and sincere. I bless your boundaries to remain intact, your generosity to remain joyful, your humility to remain confident. You will not shrink to be acceptable, you will expand to be accurate, open now. Not because fear demands it, but because love invites it. Open now, because your yes is the key and the door is already unlocked. Open now, because what I'm sending is not fragile, though you will handle it gently, it was built to survive your life. Open now, because your last obedience planted the seed and today's obedience gathers the fruit. Open now, because you are ready. Open now, and step forward into the news that will confirm what I have been whispering all along. I have always been for you, and I am for you still, and I will be for you forever. I am speaking to you now with urgency because the clock is close to striking, and I do not want you to miss the sound meant for your name. 2 minutes left is not fear, it is focus. 2 minutes left is the signal that distractions must bow and that your spirit must sit upright like a flame standing in the wind yet refusing to bend. 2 minutes left means I am not far, that my breath is already at your door, that the message you have asked for is arriving with the exact precision of a sunrise that never fails to find the horizon. Hear me, I have seen your last tear, your last attempt, your last courageous yes whispered when no one was listening, and it is enough. Because of your last brave act, the door that once resisted you has heard the command to unlock. Because of your last choice to forgive when anger begged to be king, the chain around your name has snapped. Because of your last prayer, the one you thought went unnoticed, I have sent a message ahead of you, and today you will hear news that proves I have been in the room you could not enter and at the table you were never invited to. You are not late. You are right on time. And I am here, I am removing the fog from your path. You have felt the weight of confusion. Like walking through a hallway of mirrors and never seeing an ending, only reflections that do not help. But now I cause a single door to stand out, one door brighter than all the others, one door that bears your initials in light. Walk toward it. Place your hand upon it. It will open. The resistance you felt before was because the moment was not prepared, not because you were unworthy. You are not behind. You are not forgotten. I have kept your portion preserved. I have hidden your name beneath my hand so that no thief could tamper with your allotment. I am the author of seasons, and when I say a thing is ripe, the fruit must fall. The news coming to you is the sound of ripeness. That soft snap in the spirit when a promise breaks free and lands exactly where it belongs, into your hands, into your hour, into your address. Archangel Michael stands as my messenger and guard at the threshold of your change. Hear his call, open this now, do not wait, do not minimize what is being placed before you. He bears a sword not to frighten you but to make a clean division between the season that drained you and the season that will fill you. He draws a line in the unseen and says, do not cross to every voice that once tormented you, every fear that once negotiated you out of courage, every memory that tries to replay your worst day as if it is your future. He is not late. He has been standing watch through your nights, and now he says, move. When you feel the tug to check the message, to answer the call, to open the email, to step forward into the appointment, understand this, heaven already confirmed it. The paper is signed above you, and now earth will show the copy. I have counted your steps, even the ones that circled back. I saw the days you said, maybe I should settle. You will not settle. I did not knit you together for a life that insults the wisdom I placed inside you. I shaped you for a path that fits like a garment tailored exactly to your shoulders, your stride, your breath. The surprises coming today are not random.